Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It is a beautiful Thursday evening, August 3rd, 2017, guys. Welcome to another edition of the Nico Chronicles, episode number 52. Episode number 52 of the Nico Chronicles. Thank you guys for tuning in so much of the show, as always. I'm your host, the one, the only, Nico Saraceno. It's been a couple weeks since I tuned in last. If you guys recall, just to refresh your memory, episode 51 was 2 weeks ago. We had Brian Daly, VP of Sports Digital at Showtime Networks. We talked a bit about the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight coming up in a few weeks. Actually, that's going to be Saturday, August 26th. From Las Vegas. So that'll be a fun fight. Well, technically not Las Vegas, but near Las Vegas. So anyway, a lot of money in that one. It's supposed to produce 400 to 500 million reports. No one knows how much they're getting exactly, but nonetheless, it's expected to make history. So that's where we left off last. It's a lot's happened in the past 2 weeks, actually. And if you follow me on social media, the Nico Chronicles page, you can check us out right now on Facebook Live. Shout out to my mom for tuning into the video. First one on at facebook.com/the Nico Chronicles. You can catch us on the Wix stream, the NicoChronicles.wix.com/the Nico Chronicles. And of course, if you're old school and you want to listen via telephone, you can go ahead and call 701-801-2251. So a lot of different ways to tune in. If you want to chat, press 5. But, yeah, I was, if you guys do follow me on Facebook, as I was saying, I put up a picture from the Godfather, actually, of Don Corleone. You may notice. So some of you who may not know me as well, probably thinking, oh, maybe he's doing a little throwback Thursday kind of idea here, talk about the Godfathers. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, I haven't seen, what are there, 4 of them? I've only seen bits and pieces of the series, to be honest with you. You know, Marlon Brando is a legend, but I have not seen the series in its entirety. I don't think I've even seen one whole movie, to be honest with you. So I'm a little ashamed of that. Same with Scarface as well. I've seen the famous parts. I haven't seen the whole thing. But nonetheless, the reason I put up that picture, it's sort of like a literal meaning. Actually, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago on Tuesday, my sister asked me to be the Godfather, which I was very pleased about. She asked me to be Enza's Godfather. Well, my sister and my brother-in-law. And, of course, I gladly accepted. And, as you guys know, Enza was born in mid-April, so she's almost 4 months now. For a while there, I was doing the weekly updates of her age. Now that she's almost over 3 months, it gets a little more difficult to tally. But let's see if we can do the math real quick. 12, about 15 weeks. I may be off. I did the quick mental math in my head, but she's about 15 weeks old now. She's getting big. We were FaceTiming with my sister earlier, and she can almost sit up on her own. So that's crazy. And she wants to walk, too. Her legs are very strong when you try to, stand her up. So that's pretty cool. But what was really touching was the way they kind of asked me to be the Godfather. Like, my sister put together this video collage. She put together this video collage with the Toy Story music. I don't know if you guys know the You Got a Friend in Me, which is a pretty cute song. And then she put up all these pictures of me and Enza, some cute pictures. And then at the end it said, will you be my Godfather? And I was like, oh snap. It just got real open here. So that was pretty sick. That was very cute touch. So I was very happy that they asked me. And I just keep watching the video. The video is like 1.5 minutes long, a lot of pictures. So it makes sense that it took her a while to put that together. So Shout out to my sister and Enza and my brother-in-law, if you guys are listening. But yeah, that's why I had a great week. That was the suspense for those of you guys wondering, with that Don Corleone picture. So in the world of sports, though, Kyrie Irving, who made it clear that he wants to be traded from the Cleveland Cavaliers, perhaps the Knicks, the Rockets, the Spurs, those are the top contenders. He says he's in no rush to make a decision. It's the middle of the offseason. He's in no rush whatsoever. So there's a bit of a standstill for that. Same with Carmelo Anthony. We don't really know what's going to happen with him. So there's that. But for those of you football fans, football is finally back. Tonight, actually, on NBC, is the Hall of Fame game from Canton, Ohio. Cardinals and Cowboys. So for those of you football fanatics who have been waiting since early February, so a solid 6 months, I'm sure you're watching this. It's currently 15-10 Cowboys. And in terms of the stats, I mean, the preseason is a little slow with the stats. The players normally only play about the first half, and this is technically the first preseason game. But Kerwin Williams for the Cardinals in the first quarter scored in a 5-yard rush. Andre Ellington, 3-yard TD catch. And of course, for the Cowboys, Rico Gathers scored for 26 yards. That's pretty much it, and then the field goal. So not much action in terms of the starters on both sides, but 15-10 on NBC if you guys want to check that out. And I was a little disappointed to see Lucky Whitehead was released by the Cowboys. Florida Atlantic product, great wide receiver and punt returner for the FAU Owls, who I had the privilege of broadcasting the games when he played. Alfred Morris, of course, as well went to that school. But yeah, he was picked up by the Jets, which is pretty happy ending. So I wish him the best of luck there. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, but as long as the Giants and Jets don't go head to head, I wish big things for him. I'm only going to root against them when the Giants are playing against the Jets. Let's put it that way. So that's exciting that he comes in the area. And yeah, preseason's almost here, guys. Sterling Shepard for the Giants yesterday had a bit of a scare. I think a lot of Giants fans had a scare when people or the organization was afraid that he had a high ankle sprain. It turns out he just twisted his ankle, so X-rays came back negative. So should take a little bit of recovery, but he should be fine, which is good because the Giants are going to need all the weapons they can get. Or everyone's going to need to stay healthy. Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall, who was picked up from the Jets, or signed. Of course, Odell Beckham Jr. And it's going to be interesting because it's been said time and time again that offensive line of the Giants has been particularly suspect. They take a lot of heat for giving up all these sacks on Eli Manning. Eli Manning, who's not getting any younger, quite frankly, needs to be protected in the pocket and in his blind side. It's easier said than done, but that's really the fact of the matter. So we'll see how that comes about. So that's the only NFL preseason game, of course, kicking off tonight. The rest of the games will follow this coming week. So it's going to be exciting. Going to be exciting, of course, to see how that unfolds. Week 2 obviously starts August 9th, and that's when the full slate starts. Texans, Panthers, Falcons, Dolphins, etc. So I'm happy for that. Of course, it's preseason. It's not the same effect as regular season, but I guess at least you get to scope out the teams. If you want to see how your draft picks do, you can start taking notes, get ready maybe if you're going to do fantasy football. I just got an email from ESPN yesterday reminding me to rejoin my leagues. Because I did the Eliminator Challenge with Ryan Mackey of Return of the Mac and some other people. So these websites are on top of it, guys. They really want you to play fantasy football. It's unbelievable. So something to look forward to there. Also, Neymar Jr., who has been with Barcelona since 2009, for the past 8 years, is reportedly close to signing the largest football, aka soccer, contract ever. It's set to be at around 222 million euros. which is historic and impressive. So that deal, he officially announced it today. I saw on his social media he read a little speech that he had on his phone. It's pretty nice, 3-minute speech. Showing respect for Barcelona, which was his team for the past 7-8 years. Showing love for the fans, his father, the rest of his family and friends. He thanked everybody. So it was a classy move. Nice PR stunt, but nice that he didn't have to do that, obviously. So nice that it was done. So Barcelona will be fine. He had been a staple of that organization for so long, it feels like. But the kid is only 25 years old. I think people forget that. So, interesting to see that. I saw recently, actually, Steph Curry was playing in a golf invitational as a sponsor of one of the golfers. He shot a 74 today. Now, I don't know about golf, but I know with the point systems and with the scoring, that's rather good. That's pretty respectable, especially for an NBA player. But Curry has a rep for taking his golfing very seriously. He's featured a lot, actually. He's featured a lot, throughout the offseason with his clubs, his techniques. He goes golfing. He went golfing with President Obama a lot during the presidency, and as well, happy birthday to Obama, President Obama. I believe his birthday's tomorrow, actually. He's 55. So shout out to President Obama. But Curry's the real deal. He's a pretty talented golfer as well. I think people underlook that. Very interesting. And Curry caused a bit of... he was in the media as of late as well, not only for that, but he was reportedly mocking LeBron, with that pump-up workout video that he had where he's in the gym and kind of getting pumped. I think it's called LeBroning now. I think that's what all the cool kids are saying. He was at former Warriors teammates Harrison Barnes' wedding last weekend, and he was doing the LeBron, doing the thing with his hair, kind of like doing the flexing, like he was about to bench and all this stuff. And what adds insult to injury, or what the media is just feeding off of, is the fact that Kyrie Irving, he's still his current Cavs teammate, was like literally cheering him on and kind of like laughing and like rooting for him and stuff. So you gotta imagine if Kyrie does not get traded and he goes back to camp, like things are gonna be a little awkward between LeBron and Kyrie. I mean, I know they're professionals at the end of the day. They're gonna focus on basketball and do all that stuff, but there's gonna be a little bit of tension there. I think it's unavoidable. It's inevitable. Kind of can't do anything about that. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel like there's always new storylines with the NBA, especially now since it's open trading season. It's going to be good. Looking to see if the Brooklyn Nets can make any splashes after picking up D'Angelo Russell and Timothy Mozgov. I read an article, which perhaps is a bit biased because the Nets fan site kind of wrote it, but they're pretty reputable. They make the argument that they could potentially be the 6th seed and make it to the NBA playoffs. And it's an interesting read. I believe it was netsdaily.com. It's an interesting read because they make the decent argument that a lot of the superstars that were in the East last year went to the Western Conference. Paul George, Jimmy Butler, those kind of guys. So if you assume that they make a huge difference for their teams, which they do, Paul George and Jimmy Butler, you assume that the Bulls and the Pacers, or Pacers and Bulls respectively, don't make the playoffs or are on the cusp sort of thing. And that's a valid argument. Unless those teams pick up a steady few like steady guys, consistent guys that can produce day in and day out, it's going to be tough for them to contend, quite frankly. So it was an interesting argument. It's not a stretch, I want to say. Is it going to be difficult? Without a doubt. Without a doubt, it's going to be difficult. But, the good thing about the Nets is that the expectations are low right now. Everyone is considering them as a rebuilding team. They pretty much try to clear up some of the cap space, get rid of the more expensive players, and kind of just start again because they obviously lost a plethora of draft picks 2012 when they took that chance with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, those guys. We all know how that went. They got eliminated from the playoffs when Jason Kidd was coaching them. Big fiasco for Mikhail Prokhorov and that team. So, yeah. You got to believe they're upset about losing the number one pick this year and previous years. But now they're trying to come back up. It's a long process. It is. Hence the rebuilding, and hence, like Joel Embiid of the Sixers says, trust the process. So we'll see how that works out. It's going to be good. I'm excited. Official countdown is about 3 months till preseason. 3 months and a half. And about 2 months, 2 months and a half. And 3 months till the official start of the season. Season starts around end of October, early November, so it'll be here before we know it. We'll have football to entertain us, for those of you who like both sports. So, it'll be good. But I want to thank you guys on this short edition of TNC. Probably one of my shorter episodes, but you know, quality over quantity, am I right? But thank you guys for tuning in to episode 52. Nice and suave, nice and smooth, nice and chillaxing. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Via Facebook Live or via telephone, however you tune in, whatever medium. It's been real. I will be back next Thursday, same time, same place. As you may notice, I'm back to normal studio setup. So we'll see if I can go back here with the technology, the functional technology aspect of it pending. You know, that's really what it came down to. Here it's better acoustic, so I would prefer this, obviously, but you know, it all falls in the hands of the technology around me. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, but until then, guys, have yourselves a great rest of your Thursday evening. Enjoy your weekends, and we'll talk soon.